it's really funny when you compare the Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns. I think they have opposite problems. In my opinion, the Browns have a coaching issue, and the Bears have a quarterback issue. It's solvable if you could just put the two heads together. You can't. If you paired the Chicago Bears head coach, Matt Nagy, with the Cleveland Browns quarterback, Baker Mayfield, I believe that would be a successful pairing. I really do. They could solve each other's problems. It's kind of sad and heartbreaking to look at that from that view. I did a film analysis video about both quarterbacks. I did one about Mitchell Trubisky, did one about Baker Mayfield. I promise you, I'm very informed. You can go watch my videos if you don't believe me. I've watched every snap they've played this year. And, Matt Nagy, the head coach in Chicago, is dialing up fantastic play calls. And his quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, just misses all the time. He either misses guys who are wide open, or he doesn't understand the matchup. He doesn't see guys who are wide open. It's horrendous, and it's really hard to watch Mitchell Trubisky play quarterback in Chicago. And I really believe Matt Nagy is a good head coach. Here's the thing. If you give a really good chef rotten meat, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing a good chef can do, no matter how good they are, no matter how talented they are. If you give a chef rotten meat, they can't work with that. Now, I'm not saying Matt Nagy's perfect. I'm not. When you watch the Bears and Saints game, the Bears ran the ball 7 times. That's inexcusable. That's horrible. That's a complete oversight by the coach. I understand you can argue, well, the Saints defense is really good at stopping the run. But in my opinion, that's a mistake Matt Nagy made. He should have run the ball more. There's a concern people have that he doesn't run the ball frequently enough. I tend to agree with that. I'm not arguing that Matt Nagy is a perfect coach, but what I am saying is that the majority of the blame goes on the quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky. It's so funny, people forget so quickly how good of a coach Matt Nagy is. He won the NFL Coach of the Year last year. How can a guy go from NFL Coach of the Year one year to suddenly people want to fire him? The problem is Mitchell Trubisky. The reason why Matt Nagy got that award was because people were so impressed at how well he did coaching, despite the fact that Mitchell Trubisky was his quarterback. Somebody had better throw up the white flag. Mitchell Trubisky is a sinking ship. It drives me nuts. I don't know, man. And while I'm on this, by the way, people say that Matt Nagy is failing at his job. And then the debate becomes, is Matt Nagy's job to fix Mitchell Trubisky, or is it to win football games? And to me, Matt Nagy's job in Chicago is to win football games. That's why he was hired. That's why he was brought in. We don't know. When Matt Nagy accepted the Chicago Bears job, we do not know whether he liked Mitchell Trubisky or not. We don't. Maybe he viewed Mitchell Trubisky as an obstacle to overcome. But a guy offered his first head coaching job to coach at Soldier Field in Chicago. Of course, no matter who the quarterback is, Matt Nagy was going to take that job. So is Matt Nagy failing his job? His job is to win. And I don't think Matt Nagy can win long-term with Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky is the problem. Now the Cleveland Browns have the opposite issue. They have a quarterback that I like, who's not perfect. Matt Nagy's not perfect. Baker Mayfield's not perfect. The Cleveland Browns are 2-6, and some of that is because of Baker Mayfield. He's got a tremendous amount of interceptions. It's a really bad look optically when you look at how many commercials he has. But the parallels between Matt Nagy and Baker Mayfield are very interesting and kind of hilarious. Last year, Matt Nagy had a lot of success. Last year, Baker Mayfield had a lot of success. They're also not perfect. Baker Mayfield's interceptions bother me. Some of the stuff he says bothers me. Some of the things that Matt Nagy does, not running the ball, that bothers me. But just like the majority of the fault, in my opinion, is not on Matt Nagy in Chicago, the majority of the fault is not on Baker Mayfield, the quarterback in Cleveland. In Cleveland, it's the opposite issue, where Freddie Kitchens, the head coach, is the problem. Now, Freddie Kitchens seems like a cool dude. I read a funny article about him, about stories where talking about him as a backup quarterback at Alabama and how dude just liked to sling the rock and was funny. And Freddie Kitchens doesn't seem like a bad person. He seems like an interesting, fun guy. But he also does not seem to be capable of managing the situation in Cleveland. He's done awful stuff. Baker Mayfield can play. I know. I've seen it at times. I did a film analysis of him last year. There are some flashes of Baker Mayfield that you go, that's a fantastic play. He's regressed. Why? Coaching. The offense that Baker Mayfield is playing in is the problem. Freddie Kitchens, his play design is the problem. There are too many long developing plays. Their offensive line's not good enough to block for that kind of stuff. And Cleveland has made zero adjustments. It's really funny. People are excited. They're getting Kareem Hunt back this week. Well, not back, but they're getting Kareem Hunt off of a suspension this week. And everyone's like, oh, Kareem Hunt, what's he going to do in Cleveland? And I honestly don't have any faith that Freddie Kitchens knows how to use Kareem Hunt. Because I watched the Cleveland Browns, and he has no idea how to use Odell Beckham Jr. They're not targeting Odell Beckham Jr. in important downs. They're totally mismanaging Odell Beckham Jr. Now, I've also said I've been critical of OBJ. OBJ has some drops. Yes. OBJ has not been perfect. No, everybody has some blame they need to take accountability for in this situation. OBJ is partly to blame. Matt Nagy's partly to blame in Chicago. Mitchell Trubisky's partly to blame. Freddie Kitchens partly to blame. Everybody has some blame. But in Chicago, the majority of the blame goes on the quarterback. And in my opinion, the majority of the blame needs to go on Freddie Kitchens, the head coach. The play design is inexcusable in Cleveland. It's really funny. In Chicago, you have a really good chef trying to cook rotten meat. It's not going to work. And then in Cleveland, you have a chef who has no idea what to do in a multi-million-dollar kitchen, and he's trying to microwave steak. He has no idea how to use the tools at his disposal. It's really sad to me. You watch, if Baker Mayfield was paired up with Matt Nagy, the Cleveland Browns quarterback was paired up with Matt Nagy, the Bears head coach, I think that coach and quarterback combination would work. But as it is, they're like ships in the night passing each other. Matt Nagy has great play design, getting wasted with a terrible quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky. And Baker Mayfield's great talent is getting wasted by horrible play design in Cleveland. My name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. And I want to be very clear, open, and transparent. My YouTube channel is monetized. What that means is that some of my videos make money through ad revenue. Now, it's fewer than you think. A lot of my videos get claimed. But in the past, I've received donations from Patreon and PayPal. PayPal.me/Zach Schaumler. Patreon.com/Zach Schaumler. And so because I'm making ad revenue, it feels weird to just get donations. I wanted to give something back. I want to give people a reward for supporting me on Patreon. So now you can submit questions. If you give me $1 a month, you can submit questions to a pool of questions on Patreon. I look at all the questions on Patreon. I use my eyeballs. I make a joke about it. And I pick the top couple questions at the end of every single episode, and I read them and answer them on a segment called Ask Zach. Now, that's for people who have money. They want to support me. If you have no money to give, I totally understand. I've been a broke college kid myself. But if you believe in me and if you believe in my dream and you still want to help me, please help me grow by telling your friends about the show. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, maybe a screenshot it, you put it on your Instagram story. Help me grow by telling your friends about the show. My name is Zach Schaumler. Thank you so very much, and have a great day.